All right. Um, Before we even get into anything, I need you to just hear me out for a second.
Why do you sound like that? What is this?
No, just, okay. Imagine this.
All right, I'm listening.
It's 1935, Kansas City. A man walks into a hotel.
Okay, normal start.
Yeah, except it doesn't stay normal for long.
Of course it doesn't.
So he goes up to the front desk, right? Calm, quiet, nothing too noticeable.
Mm-hmm.
But then, little things start to stand out.
Like what?
First, he has no luggage.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Like none. No bags, no suitcase, nothing.
So he just showed up with vibes?
Literally just vibes,
That's already suspicious.
right? And then he signs the register.
Let me guess. Fake name.
Yeah, Roland T. Owen.
No, that sounds made up.
Exactly. And nobody questions it at the time.
Different times, I guess.
Yeah, so they give him a room,
Uh,
room 1046.
I don't like that number already.
Yeah, it becomes important.
Of course it does.
So he goes up, settles in, and at first, everything seems fine.
Keyword seems.
Exactly, because over the next day or so, staff start noticing things.
Here we go.
He barely leaves the room.
Okay, introvert behavior.
No, like barely. And when he does step out, it's quick, like he doesn't want to be seen.
Avoiding people.
Yeah, or watching them.
Okay, that's worse.
And then there's the room itself.
What about it?
He keeps it dark, all the time.
Like curtains closed, dark?
Curtains closed, lights off, even during the day.
Nah, that's not normal.
Right? Like imagine walking into a hotel room in the middle of the afternoon and it's just pitch dark.
Yeah, I'd immediately leave.
Same.
Okay, so he's hiding, basically.
That's what it looks like.
From what, though?
That's the question.
I don't like this already.
And then, one day, a maid goes up to his room.
Please don't tell me he's just sitting there.
He's just sitting there,
No.
in the dark,
Why are you doing that? That's so creepy.
right? And she's caught off guard, obviously.
Yeah, I would be too.
So she asks him, like, do you need anything?
Normal question.
And he just calmly says, no, I'm waiting for a friend.
Okay, that's not that weird.
Yeah, at first.
Don't say at first.
Because nobody ever sees this friend.
Okay, yeah, now it's weird.
And not just that,
Oh no.
the phone in his room starts ringing.
Like someone calling him.
Yeah, but it's not normal calls.
Explain.
It rings a lot, like constantly.
Okay.
And whenever it's checked, there's either silence or someone hangs up.
Nah, I hate that.
Right? Like someone's trying to reach him but doesn't want to talk.
Or they're checking if he's there.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually creepy.
And it keeps happening.
So at this point, we have a guy hiding in a dark room waiting for someone who never shows up and getting creepy phone calls.
Yep.
Yeah, something is definitely wrong.
And then, one night,
I don't like the pause.
a staff member goes up to his room.
Okay.
The door is locked.
That's normal.
But from inside, they hear voices.
Wait, voices? Like more than one person?
Yeah,
So the friend finally showed up?
maybe.
That doesn't feel like a good thing.
Because it isn't.
Oh no.
They knock on the door.
And?
No response. Nothing.
That's so suspicious.
Eventually, they just leave.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
Same.
Okay, so what happens next?
The next day, he's seen again.
Alive?
Yeah, but something's different.
What now?
He looks hurt.
Wait, like injured?
Yeah, like visibly.
And nobody does anything?
People ask, but he brushes it off.
Nah, that's not normal at all.
Exactly.
So he's clearly in trouble and just pretending he's fine?
Pretty much.
That's actually really unsettling.
And then, a few days later,
I already know this is bad.
yeah,
Just say it.
he's found in his room.
Uh,
Barely alive.
oh my God.
Severely beaten.
What?
Yeah,
In the room?
in room 1046.
How did nobody hear anything?
That's the mystery.
That makes no sense.
He's rushed to the hospital.
Okay, maybe he can explain.
And before he dies,
No.
he says one thing.
What?
He says, "Nobody did this to me."
Nah.
Yeah,
That's not possible.
that's exactly what everyone thought.
You don't get beaten like that and say nobody did it.
Exactly. So either he's lying or something way worse is going on.
And that's how this whole thing begins.
I don't like this already. The mystery of the room 1046 case.
Yeah, I'm hooked and also extremely uncomfortable.
Good.
I have so many questions already.
Oh, don't worry.
There's more, isn't there?
A lot more.
Okay, yeah, I have questions. Like, a lot of questions.
Same. And honestly, this is where it somehow gets even more confusing.
Great, love that for us.
So, after he dies, police finally start digging into who this guy actually was.
Yeah, because Roland T. Owen is clearly not real.
Exactly. So they check records, hotel logs, anything they can find.
And?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Like nothing. No ID, no past records, no one matching that name.
So he just doesn't exist?
Pretty much.
That's actually terrifying. How do you just not exist?
Especially back then. Like, yeah, records weren't perfect, but something should have shown up.
Yeah, at least something.
But nope. It's like he just appeared, stayed in that room, and that's it.
Okay, yeah, that's not normal.
Not even close.
So what do they do next?
They start interviewing staff again, looking for anything they might have missed.
Someone had to notice something.
And they did, but it just makes things weirder.
Of course it does.
So, remember the maid?
Yeah, the one who found him sitting in the dark.
Right. She says every time she saw him, he seemed nervous.
Like scared nervous?
Yeah, not just shy, like on edge.
Like he was expecting something.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's important.
And then she also noticed something else.
What?
He would lock the door, but not fully.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like it was shut, but not secured.
So someone could still get in?
Yeah,
That's weird. Why would you do that if you're scared?
that's the thing. Maybe he wasn't scared of everyone.
Oh, just specific people.
Exactly.
So he was expecting someone and letting them in.
That's one theory.
Okay, that actually makes sense.
But then there's the phone calls again.
Yeah, those are still bothering me.
Police look into them.
Please tell me they traced something.
Not really.
Of course not.
All they know is that calls were being made to his room and from his room.
So he was talking to someone.
Yeah, but we don't know who.
This is so frustrating.
Right? Like every clue just leads to more questions.
Okay, wait. What about his injuries? Did they figure out when that happened?
That's another strange part.
Oh, no.
Doctors said his injuries were severe, like really severe.
Yeah, you said broken ribs and stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't just one incident.
Wait, what?
Some injuries looked older than others.
So he was hurt more than once.
Possibly.
That's actually terrifying.
Right? Like this wasn't just a single attack. It might have been happening over time.
So he could have been dealing with something for days?
Exactly.
And nobody stepped in.
Either nobody realized or he was hiding it.
That's so messed up.
And then we go back to his last words.
Nobody did this to me?
Yeah.
That still doesn't understand.
Some people think he was protecting someone.
Like he knew who did it but didn't want to say?
Exactly.
That's actually kind of sad.
It is.
Okay, but we still don't know who he is.
Right, and this is where things finally shift a little.
Finally.
Weeks later, a woman comes forward.
Okay, who is she?
She claims to recognize him.
From where?
She says his real name is Artemis Ogletree.
Okay, that sounds way more real than Roland.
Right? And she says he's from Alabama.
So he actually has a background.
Yeah, but here's where it gets weird again.
Of course it does.
Police contact his family.
Okay, good. Confirmation.
And his mother says, yes, that's her son.
Finally, something solid.
But then She adds something.
I don't like that tone.
She says he was sending her letters.
Okay, that's normal.
Yeah, except
Oh no.
the letters were sent after he was already dead.
What?
Yeah,
That's not possible.
that's what happened.
So someone else was writing them?
Exactly.
Why would someone do that?
That's one of the biggest mysteries.
That's actually creepy, like someone pretending to be him?
Yeah, like keeping his family from asking questions.
So they wouldn't go looking for him.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, this is way bigger than I thought.
A lot of people think that.
This isn't just some random hotel case.
Nope.
This feels like something hidden.
Yeah, like there's a bigger story we're not seeing.
Okay, wait, did the letters say anything useful?
Not really. They were vague.